to Books and Banter. I'm Coral.
I'm Jamie.
And now that it's finally warming up outside, we are looking to spring break, road trips, some outdoor fun. So we picked out some road trip reads today for you guys. These are books where the characters go on some sort of road trip that we thought you guys might enjoy. And if you're heading on a road trip soon, don't forget we have a wonderful collection of both physical CD audiobooks if you're kind of into that retro vibe, or on Libby and Hoopla, we have plenty of digital options for you to listen to ebooks as well. But I'm excited to hear, what did you read, Jamie?
Okay, so I read The Prince in the Apocalypse by Kara McDowell. It's categorized as young adult fiction, but I think it could possibly be in like the new adult vein because the characters are like 18 and 19.
Okay.
It's about a girl named Ren who's just graduated from high school. She goes on a senior trip to London, and the trip has like not gone as well as she hoped it would. So, but on her last day, she decides she's got to go have breakfast at a pub that her sister said when her sister also went on a senior trip to London, and her sister told her that this pub, the World's End, had the best breakfast. So she's really excited. Like this is kind of like she's been looking forward to this, and she gets there and it is closed for renovations.
Oh, no.
So of course, yeah. But not all is lost because she has a meet cute with a British guy named Theo. It turns out he is the heir to the British throne. And so he's got like the baseball cap, and he's, trying to hide because apparently he's run away from the palace. And the palace are like, they put out like a bolo for be on the lookout for him, trying to find him. And so a group of tourists then recognize him, and Ren, she helps him like sneak away, lose the group. And so this all sounds like it's going to be your typical rom-com, right? No, there is a twist, and which you may guess from the title. It turns out there is a comet they find out like on that day that there's a comet approaching Earth, and it's going to strike in 8 days, and the world is going to end. So yeah, so Ren, like, she just wants to get home back to Chicago, where she's from. So she can be with her family when the end of the world comes. But flights are getting canceled. But luckily for her, she's just met a prince who has access to a private jet. But the catch is that the jet is in Santorini, an island in the Aegean Sea. So since she helped him escape from those tourists, he decides to return the favor and try to get her to this jet so that she can get home. So then what follows is, they like travel across Europe. There's lots of hijinks. It's very entertaining. There's a dog. So
Sold.
Exactly, right there. But I mean, I thought this was really entertaining. It's cute. There's a little bit of depth too, because they're facing their own mortality. So I really enjoyed it. I will say I didn't know this when I was reading it, but it turns out there is a sequel. So you might want to check that out. But I just liked it that this is kind of a twist on like just not your typical rom-com, So, but it is available in print, in e-audio, and e-book on Libby. So, and there's also the e-audio on Hoopla. So yeah, check it out.
Cool. So I read You with a View by Jessica Joyce. This was a really fun one. This is about Noelle. Noelle was a very high achiever when she was in high school. She had all these big expectations for her life, and then unfortunately, she's now post-college. She's kind of in a rut. She's kind of in a rough patch. She had a passion for photography, but unfortunately, that has kind of died down. And she had been working kind of a job she didn't really enjoy, and she had been fired, and now she's back home with her parents, and her grandmother, who she was the closest to in the world, has just passed. So she's grieving her grandmother, she's going through all this, and one day she's looking through her grandmother's things, and she finds these photos of her young grandmother when she was younger, and this mystery man who is not her grandfather, who is called Paul. And so she decides she didn't know anything about this, and she felt she knew everything about her grandmother. So she really wants to find out who this Paul is. So she decides to make a TikTok where she posts these pictures, and she's, does anyone know this man? This is the area, this is the time period. And someone does respond and say, hey, that's my grandfather. Would you like to meet us? And so she agrees to meet these people, and she goes, and it's Theo, hello, another Theo.
Hey.
Every road trip book has a Theo, apparently. That's what we've discovered today. Who was actually her like high school nemesis, someone she competed against, and he is living a very successful life. He's in Forbes, he owns this big company. So they are talking, and what happens is they find out that their grandparents were going to elope and go on this big road trip for their honeymoon, but since they didn't end up getting married, it never happened. So Noelle and Theo and Grandpa Paul decide to go on this road trip together. And it's a fun story.
Like recreate
what
they're going to do. Okay.
And, you know, take pictures, and they're putting it on their TikTok. It's a fun story. It's very lighthearted, and it's a great road trip read.
Nice. Well, that sounds really fun.
Yes. And it is available on physical, Libby ebook, and Libby e-audiobook. So you've got a lot of options to listen or read this one as well.
Nice. So yeah, if you are going to be going on a road trip soon, you might want to check these out. Or if these are not to your liking, we've definitely got lots of other options. And as Coral said, we have lots of options for digital audio. And as always, be sure and check the content warnings of any book you choose. We're reading stuff that we like, and we hope you like it too, but not every book is for every reader, so just be sure and check those out. You can check out our other videos if you need some more inspiration. You can ask your local librarian, and everyone would be happy to help you find something. So yeah, well, thanks for watching us today, and we will see you soon. Bye.